Hi, everybody. Let's start looking at how do we build a personal brand as a real estate professional, and how does this come together in this whole thing, marketing? So what happened was, I figured out all the direct response marketing offers, which I'll cover in another session. But when I was like, wow, this is it. This is exactly what you and I as real estate agents want. We want more appointments. We want more coffee meetings. We want more seller consultations, buyer consultations, consultations, more appointments with our vendors to share referrals and to build our referral network. And we want more introductions. We want more of our past clients, our friends, to introduce us to more opportunities. Direct response marketing. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, which you guys will get. But I started to realize, well, what would stop people from taking advantage of your offer? What would stop people from that? And I realized, you know what it is? Gosh, it's our personal brand. Now, as a coach for quite a while, and I've been, coaching a lot of people inside of my brother's company, and a lot of agents have had huge resistance to social media. So this is the easiest thing for me to tie this to. So many agents like, I don't want to post on social media. I don't want to make myself available to the public. I don't like people posting about what they ate and where they traveled and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is, social media has given us an opportunity to actually build a more significant personal brand. What do I mean by that? Well, it's an opportunity for us to share who we are, what's important to us, and our opinion, and to be able to control it. See, this is where people are all screwed up. They think that like social media is just like following them around and showing their worst moments and not who they really are. That's not how this works. So I want you to start playing around with this. What are your public topics? So this is where I had to start dealing with some of my coaching clients who are really like, I hate social media. Blah. And I was like, well, what are your public topics? Obviously, real estate is a public topic, meaning you would like to post socially out there in the world about this topic called real estate, and that you're a realtor and you would like to socially interact with a lot of people around that topic. Yes, but then of course, what do all my clients say? Well, Patrick, all those agents that all they do is talk about real estate, it's so annoying and I feel so weird just doing that all the time. I know that, right? So we need to do that obviously more eloquently, more intelligently, which we will dissect in a minute. But that's just one topic. What are your other public topics? And so I was listening to a great interview, a great podcast with Donald Miller, who wrote the phenomenal book, Building a Story Brand. And this was great. Don was on an interview with a social media expert, and he basically admittedly said, look, I don't like social media. He's like, it annoys me. I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a trainer, I'm a thought leader. I just don't want to deal with all this social media junk. Can any of you relate to that, right? And then the gal said something really perfect. She said, Don, pick 4 topics and just stay in your lane and just post about those 4. And I went, genius, right? And that's when I went, oh my gosh, the 4 topics or 5 topics or 6 topics doesn't matter. So how does this relate to building a personal brand? So I started experimenting, right? Because I'm a real estate agent and I'm a coach. So all of a sudden I was using Facebook just as my channel there. And all of a sudden I started posting about my public topics. What are a couple things that I would want to engage with people socially? Well, if you've been following any of my social, I've got, these great little kids and they're so cute and so fun. So strategically, I will share a few moments with them in images. And then, so now you see all these little kid kind of moments with me as a dad. Okay, so that's one public topic. Then you might see me at Dog Beach in Del Mar or with my Vizsla, my Hungarian pointer puppy. So there's lots of Dog Beach. There's lots of images of my dog, right? Because everybody loves the dog. It's very visually compelling. Topic number two. Okay. Then now I am also, a couple other topics. I'm a nerd and I love reading books. And so I started noticing, gosh, I just post hey, here's the latest book that I'm reading. And inside of, one of the Facebook groups, I'd share some of the audiobooks that I was reading, and tons of people would interact with that. See, because public topic was Patrick's a nerd and I love reading books. Wow, whammo. Okay. And then obviously podcast. I love podcasts. So I share podcasts with all my friends. I share it on social and people interact with me and they tell me about their podcast that they're listening to. Topic number four. And then I did one time, some of you may or may not know, I was a nutritionist and I studied nutrition and I worked for multiple supplement companies in my 20s. And so, whammo, I did a post around some of the supplements that I was taking and what some of my morning routines, and it went off the charts. Public topic. So now when I show up to an event and there's a lot of people, guess what people talk to me about? Guess what the first things that people comment to me when I haven't seen them in maybe 6 months, a year, or maybe I haven't seen them in a month or so? Immediately, they start asking me questions about any one of those public topics that I've been posting about. Interesting. So that gave me some insight into building my brand. So, well, how do you build the brand of Patrick Ferry? Dad, got the, dog owner, loves going to the beach, adventures with the kids, and total nerd, reads a lot of books, studies a lot of podcasts, and is a health guy. There's the Patrick Ferry brand. And then, he is a coach and he is a realtor. Now, with the real estate agent, see, another component to this, by the way, is a lot of you or people in the real estate world knew me as Patrick Ferry, real estate trainer and coach, but they didn't know me as a realtor in San Diego. So what did I have to train all of my friends all across the country on? So in some of my posts, what I do, start tagging San Diego, tagging location, Carlsbad, Encinitas, now Solana Beach, Cardiff. So all of a sudden I was training my community on where I lived also. So you can see I was building public perception, public persona with topics that I would love to talk. You want to talk about kids? Yes, fun. You want to talk about dogs and pointers and dog adventures? Totally would love to talk about it. You want to talk about podcasts, books? You want to talk about nutrition? Oh my gosh, would love to. You want to talk about coaching? Oh, fun. See, public topics that I got to share publicly out into the social channels that elevated the how people know me, my online reputation, my brand. Okay. So when we really talk about you building your personal brand, what are your public topics? Now, if I'm looking at, okay, how do I then now expand my personal brand? Well, when I now meet people in the nutrition world, it's fun. I connect with them on social. I see what they're posting. I get introduced to their friends and get introduced to new products. I get introduced to new friends in the dog world and I meet people at the dog beach and connect with them, and I'm expanding that community and then expanding the podcast in the author community, expanding my, friends of, parent friends community. So all of a sudden I'm expanding my community in each one of these topics. I also am a soccer player. I'm also a beach volleyball player. So I've got this community of beach volleyball players, and I've got a big community of soccer players, and I need to continue to expand those. Interesting. Well, Patrick, how does this help me create more real estate appointments? Well, if I'm expanding all of the community of people that I know, that we get to have relationship around other topics that I enjoy and love and I'm passionate about, and my community is continuing to expand on all these other topics, and then I throw in a real estate post right in the mix of that, and I throw in a direct response marketing offer, all of a sudden I'm getting more appointments from all the people that are inside of the communities that I'm already passionate about and I have relationship with. Building your personal brand and building your public online brand. I hope that makes a lot of sense. See, because in real estate, what I've realized is the main misconception is a lot of my newer coaching clients or some of my veteran clients are like, oh, but I'm in the same office with the #1 agent in the world. I'm like, no one really cares. People actually like hiring the person they like. They'll hire you. If you're just, if you have a Vizsla dog, I'm hiring you because I want to just talk to you about Vizsla dogs. And I want to work with you. I don't care if the #1 agent in the entire universe lives in my neighborhood. If you and I are friends because we're connected on an important topic that we're passionate about, I don't care about #1 in the universe. As long as you let me know that A, you're a real estate agent, and that B, you would like to extend an offer to me to talk about real estate. That would be so much more fun because we could talk about real estate while we're at the dog beach having a great time. That is how this game is won big. So major misconception is because all of the traditional way marketing branding is done is all this, I'm #1. I've sold 1 billion homes. I've sold $100 million last month. I've sold 55,000 homes on the planet, around the world 10 times over. No one gives a shit, right? No one cares. See, I could see this just so clearly is in one of the farms that my father-in-law, we dominate them. We literally sell 50% of the homes in that community. But why is it that every day a new agent lists another home in the community? It's because they have a relationship with that agent. And relationships, most of the time, trump the #1 agent. So is it important that we build our personal brand, build our public topics, build our public communities, and then add the direct response marketing stuff that I'm going to teach you in this training program? Yes. Okay, so work on public topics, start looking at how you can start building your communities this way, because we're going to help you set a lot of appointments if your communities are big. Have a great day. I look forward to helping you with the next training topic that we've got to look at is content marketing. Okay, look forward to talking to you on that one. Thanks.